My name is Cory MacDonald. I am from Springfield, Massachusetts, and I am the co-founder of the Choroideremia Research Foundation and currently the engagement director for the CRF. We were founded in 2000, right here in Rochester, New York. Our purpose is multi-tiered, providing support and education for patients, obviously, and raising funds to support research for choroideremia for a treatment or cure, and also to educate the public and expand our mission to the research world. Yeah, we had an email-based support group for CHMers before there was a CRF, and what happened was that there was one day there was an email thread going around where we were talking about the fact that there was no real research being conducted for choroideremia as a very rare disease. No one was paying attention to it. And so through that email conversation, we kind of just decided, a few of us, to form an organization to try to push research forward. And when I say there was no research going on, we didn't even have an animal model to do research with at that time. So there was really not much. And so our first project really was helping to fund the creation of a mouse model for research. And that took about 4 years from the time that we formed in 2000. Matter of fact, at our conference in 2004, which was in New Orleans, that's when we first heard from Dr. Miguel Seabra that the mouse was a limited success, but a success nonetheless, and that they could start moving forward. We then funded preclinical research using that same mouse to develop gene therapy. And the first gene, and that again took a few more years because research takes some time and it takes a lot of money. And it took about, I want to say 4 or 5, actually longer than that. The first patient was treated in late December of 2011 with gene therapy over in the UK. And of course, we went through phase 1 trials and phase 2, and then another gene therapy trial started here in the United States at UPenn, which ended up morphing into Spark Therapeutics. The one in the UK became Nightstar. Nightstar ended up being bought out by Biogen, who then conducted a phase 3 trial. And that's pretty much where we are right now. But we've also funded research into stem cell-based replacement therapies, which has been discussed at the conference here, and where that is, and it's still a ways off, but we're going to keep at it. And our goal, really the easy way to say what our goal is to put ourselves out of business. The CRF conference is truly a very special event. I always look forward to it. It's a way for me to kind of recharge my batteries. Getting together with a bunch of people who have a rare condition just like you is, there's no real, just being able to sit in the room and just talk to people who get it. They understand. They know exactly what you're going through, or they've already gone through it, and they can tell you how they coped with it or how they adjusted their lives to diminishing sight. And there's all of this interaction that goes back and forth between the patients. And then on top of that, you also have these brilliant researchers that we bring in that are, not only are they smart, but I feel we're very blessed as an organization that, they can take these incredibly complicated concepts. I mean, these are some smart people, and they can bring them down to that lower shelf for those of us who are not scientists and explain these things in a way that we can understand it. And that's something to me that's just a special thing, because I do a lot of reading of research papers on my own. And I'm very thankful that in my position with the CRF, that if I'm reading one of these research papers and I don't understand it, I can ship it off by email to one of these doctors and say, hey, can you, explain this a little bit better? I have some questions. And every one of them, no problem, reach it. They email me back with a good explanation of what it is. Many times in our support networks, we get questions that, I can answer some of them, but I come across ones that I'm not sure about. And again, I can email these doctors. And these doctors provide the information and support, that really helps the entire community. And so it's this real great symbiotic relationship between the patients, between the researchers, and vice versa. And the patients interact with each other, and it's just lifelong friendships are formed during these conferences, and it's really cool to see. Cure CHM. Our website is curechm.org. We have a Facebook page, Cure CHM. We're on Twitter at Cure CHM. We're on Instagram at Cure CHM. So anyone with choroideremia or an interest in choroideremia can reach us at Cure CHM, or even write an email to info@curechm.org. A message that I always say to the parents: he's going to be okay. Your child's going to be okay. CHM is not a wall, it's a speed bump. It may cause me to slow down. It may cause me to divert my angle of the way I approach things a little bit. It's certainly not going to stop me. The future is bright. This is when we first formed in 2000. The question was if something could ever be found for choroideremia to stop the progress or cure this disease. We don't ask the question if anymore. We ask the question when. Because it truly is just a matter of time. And the answer to when is the funding, and to keep advocating and pushing and raising your hand and saying, hey, we are here. Let's do this.